Hello guys, it's Philly Cuts, and huge news in the boxing world today. Floyd Money Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao is a done deal, people. May 2nd, MGM Grand, Las Vegas, Nevada. It's gonna happen. Finally. You know, I've been reviewing boxing matches here up on YouTube for a number of years now. Many of the Mayweather and the Pacquiao fights, and I gotta say, every time I did a review of either one of their fights, you were always mentioning the other, right? It was almost inseparable. You had to do it. If you were talking about Floyd Money Mayweather, Pacquiao always came up. If you were talking about Pacquiao, Mayweather always came up. So it is finally done. I'm so excited. You know, there's a lot of people out there that are kind of disgruntled, putting out comments like, well, this is 5-6 years too late. Yeah, well, let's see if you're going to be saying that on May 2nd, and what are you going to be doing on May 2nd? All those people that have been saying that, they're going to be watching this on May 2nd. That's just a fact. This is just going to be the biggest fight of generation, at least of my generation. This is a fight that we have all been clamoring for so long, and is finally going to happen. This is going to be our generation's Joe Louis versus Max Schmeling, our generation's Frazier versus Ali, our generation's Tyson versus Holyfield. It's just going to be that big of a fight. And this is a special fight because this is a fight for legacy. This is a fight for legacy. We all know that Floyd Money Mayweather, who it's still arguable whether he's one of the greatest or the best ever. He's certainly the greatest manager of his own career ever, with all the deals that he's able to broker, the opponents that he's able to pick at the right time. But Floyd Money Mayweather is fighting for that perfect record. He wants to go out on top with no losses. Something that no fighter really has done since, what, Rocky Marciano, to that level, that caliber, championship fighter. And then you have Manny Pacquiao, who, you know, you may argue his legacy may already have been sealed with all those classic fights against all those great Mexican fighters early on in his career that earned him the name of the Mexican Assassin. His dismantling of De La Hoya in his prime, putting De La Hoya into retirement, obliterating Cotto, destroying Ricky Hatton, demolishing many of the same opponents that Floyd fought. Many would say, well, that was, you know, Pacquiao got Floyd's sloppy seconds. You know, maybe. But we all know that Manny Pacquiao came off that terrible 2012, where he lost that controversial decision to Bradley, which nobody in their right mind could say that Bradley won that fight. That was just a fluke. That was a C.J. Ross abomination. C.J. Ross, who was one of the judges in that fight. I don't know, where is C.J. Ross these days? God damn, I hope she isn't a judge on this fight. Did she retire? Please tell me. And then his second loss in a row in 2012 when he got devastatingly knocked out by Marquez, which was one of the most devastating knockouts I ever seen. I thought Manny was dead. When that happened, I thought he was dead when I saw that. I was a little bit in panic attack mode when that happened. So Manny coming off that horrible 2012, and then he strings together 3 impressive victories against Bam Bam Rios, avenging the loss against Bradley, and destroying Algieri, which I don't really know how much that means, because who is Chris Algieri? He's the pride of Long Island, for Christ's sakes. I mean, Manny did knock him down 6 times, but hey, come on. So, you know, by the time that this fight happens, Mayweather is going to be 38. Pacquiao is going to be 36, but he's a 36-year-old that did suffer that devastating knockout back in 2012. So, you know, there's still a lot of question marks in my mind about that. Some people say that Mayweather's skills have diminished quite considerably. If you talk to Freddie Roach, he's always said that Mayweather doesn't have the legs anymore, that he did have a lot of trouble in that first fight against Maidana, although I still thought that Mayweather won that fight pretty easily. Of course, these guys aren't at the apexes of their career anymore. That was probably about 4 or 5 years ago. Hell, the last time either one of these guys have had a knockout was in 2011 when Mayweather knocked out Ortiz in a suspect knockout. That was a suspect knockout because we all know that the action was kind of paused. If you're a boxing fan, you know what I'm talking about. I don't think I need to explain. But when was the last time Mayweather had a knockout that wasn't, there wasn't some sort of controversy around it or people saying that he cheated? I'm not saying that he cheated, but there were people out there that said he cheated. And then, of course, Mayweather, that was the only knockout Mayweather has had in the last 8 years, which was against Ortiz. Pacquiao has not had a knockout since 2009 when he knocked out Cotto. So I don't know. I don't know what fight we're going to see here because I almost feel that Pacquiao, the pressure is on Pac-Man. Because if this goes the distance and goes to a decision, unless, Manny really does an impressive job, I don't see how Vegas is going to side with the Pac-Man on decision. So I almost feel that Pac-Man's really going to have to bring it. Really going to have to bring it and be aggressive. Now, will that result in a knockout? I don't know. I gotta wait. I'm not gonna give my prediction yet. I'm gonna have to watch all the series and see all the behind the scenes, the training videos and everything. I'm a Pacquiao fan, by the way. I love Manny. In my heart though, I think he's gonna win, but I gotta think about in what fashion. Because I'm almost saying my gut instinct, my first thoughts, my initial thoughts, like I said before, is that he's really going to have to bring it. Now, finally, they got together, HBO and Showtime. It's going to be a joint venture. Prices for this pay-per-view are already through the roof. We're getting quotes already that it's going to be $89, $99 for standard def. Like who watches stuff in standard def anymore? And then they jack up the price another $10 to make it $99.99 or $99.95 for HD. So this is going to destroy pay-per-view records. I think the fight that holds the pay-per-view record, I think, was De La Hoya versus Mayweather, which I think brought in about $150 million, something like that, and that was with the gate too. This is going to destroy that. I mean, this is going to destroy that. The tickets have already sold out. There's already articles out on Sports Illustrated saying that the tickets at the MGM Grand for this sold out within 15 minutes. On the secondary market, if you look on StubHub and stuff, there's tickets for this fight that are going for literally $30,000 a pop. And those aren't even like front row, ringside seats. Those are sections that are back. Cheap nosebleed seats. I mean, I know that the MGM's a small venue. I think it holds about 17,000. Those seats on the secondary market are already being priced at $5,000. There's people already selling them for $5,000. I think that they're going to go for that. I think that this is like a 1%er event. This is for the 1%. This is for the filthy rich. And those tickets are going to go with that. And we peasants will pay that $99 to watch it on pay-per-view. So get your chips and dip ready and round up the friends and party pool. And I hope you have enough friends to pool together some cash. Everybody throws in a 5 or a 10er, and there you go. So I'm excited. I think that this is going to be the greatest fight that boxing has had in years. And it's a fight that I think that boxing really needs. It's a fight that is going to showcase the power that boxing still has, that people are still interested in boxing. My only worry is that where is the big mega fight after this fight? Because now that we've had it, and it's been this kind of elusive, you know, diamond in the rough that we've had to look for, what is the next big fight after this? I mean, we have Manny Pacquiao, Mayweather. Who's going to kind of take over that grail? I mean, who? I can't even think of who. What would be the next biggest fight to this? And I know there's a lot of people, like I said before, that's saying that this is 5 years too late. You name me a fight out there that's going to generate as much revenue or as much excitement as this one. You can't. You can't, because any fight that you're going to come up with in that comment section is going to be laughable. It is going to be laughable. Now, I'm not worried about the future of boxing because I know that worldwide boxing has a great audience, tons of interest in other parts of the world, and it's developing in different markets, even freaking China. So I can't wait to see what fights we get out of there, Macau. So I'm not too worried. But it is an interesting question. You know, when are we ever going to see a fight like this again? It's going to be a long, long wait. You got to remember, Tyson, Holyfield, and those guys were in the twilight of their career as well. That was over 10 years ago, correct? So when? I mean, we're jumping a little bit ahead of ourselves, but my mind is just blown. You know, I didn't really have anything prepared for this, really. I just read a couple articles, and I'm beaming. I cannot wait for May 2nd. I cannot wait for May 2nd, and I'm so glad that this is happening. All right, and, you know, keep posted because I'm going to be watching this closely, all the developments and all the shows that are going to be coming out. Oh, by the way, yep, it is a joint venture, Showtime and HBO, and I guess who's going to be in the announcing booth is going to be Lampley from HBO, and I guess Bernstein from Showtime. So that should be really interesting. How's the chemistry between those two going to be? I don't know, right? We have to see. Even that's going to be interesting. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. How do you feel about this? This is huge. This is exciting. And this is what boxing needs. And I think that, you know, like many of the pundits out there are saying that this could reach Super Bowl levels of excitement. I think that the world is going to stop for a great portion of our country here in the United States and in the world when this thing kicks off. All right, dudes. Peace.